Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing really well. It is so dark today. It's like 9:30 in the morning. I have all of my curtains open and it's pitch black basically. So my studio lights are on quite bright and it's really washing me out, but it's fine, we will move. So today I wanted to talk about some versatile makeup products, how you can kind of streamline your makeup bag to really maximize the products that you have. I am going away this weekend for a couple of nights to Edinburgh, and so that really did kind of inspire me to do this video for you and share those products that just kind of do it all for me. You know, I can use them for multiple occasions, different looks I want to do. I can use them for different steps in my makeup routine. And yes, I'm hoping that these recommendations will help you to maximize the makeup that you are either packing away on holiday with you or just the makeup that you have in your collection. So I really hope that you enjoy. If you do, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you're not already. And if you want to see my most versatile makeup products, then just keep watching. So I have a couple of products that I use as a primer, but to be honest, they don't really fit into one box, which I think is why they are so versatile. I do have two options, but they pretty much achieve the same thing. So whichever product speaks to you might be worth going out and buying. So I have the Flawless filter from Tilbury, and then the e.l.f. alternative, which is their Halo Glow liquid filter. Obviously the Flawless filter from Tilbury came first, and I feel like when this was released, I feel like people were quite perplexed as to what the aim of the game was with this product right here. And I think that's why it's so versatile, it is so multi-use. You can use it for many different steps in your routine. So you can use it as a primer, as a kind of all-over base product. You can use it on top of your foundation to highlight, as a liquid illuminator. You can mix it in with your foundations. You know, the possibilities really are endless, and I think that's why I feel like everyone needs this in their collection. And then the e.l.f. Halo Glow is very much, you know, trying to achieve the same goals as the Tilbury. It's a really good product to add just a nice amount of luminosity to the skin, whether you apply that before your foundation, after your foundation, as your foundation, or mix in with your foundation, and you will always get a really nice radiant look with this. If you are looking to downsize your makeup bag, try and save space if you are going away, definitely look at the Tilbury website and pick yourself up one of the mini Flawless filters, because this is an excellent size, perfect for traveling. So sticking with base products, I do have a couple of foundations. Now for me, what makes a foundation versatile is a formula that I can happily wear during the day, sheer it out with a bit of moisturizer, or one of the products that I just showed, the e.l.f. or the Tilbury Flawless filter, sheer it out with one of those, but I can also build it up in the evening if I want a little bit more coverage. So I have a drugstore and a high-end alternative for you. These are kind of the two that I will always pack in my makeup bag if I'm going away. I know that they will look really nice during the day, they'll give me enough coverage, but I can also wear them in the evening and I'm not kind of left longing for more pigment. So I really do enjoy these two. So I have the L'Oreal True Match. This is one of my all-time favorite foundations. I think it's such a good staple, kind of medium to buildable coverage product, making it super versatile. And I really love to use this during the day, like I said, because you can sheer it out or just use a light layer. But because it is buildable and it does have more of a kind of satin finish on the skin, so it looks really natural, I really do enjoy it in the evening as well. Obviously you can kind of manipulate any foundation that you have in your collection, either by mixing it with a moisturizer or just using, you know, 1 to 2, maybe even 3 layers if you do want optimum coverage. So the L'Oreal True Match for me is one I would always recommend. They have an excellent shade range as well, so I think it's really good if you are on a budget, or if you're not on a budget, I still think it's a really good foundation. My luxury alternative is the GIVENCHY PRISME LIBRE Skincare and Glow foundation. This is probably my all-time favorite foundation. I just think it's such an elegant formula. It sits on the skin so beautifully. It's really smoothing. And again, like the L'Oreal, and the coverage, this one I would say is a tiny bit sheerer than the L'Oreal, but you can build it really, really nicely. It layers just effortlessly and it never looks too much or too heavy or too cakey. So this is a really, really excellent option, especially if you have more normal to dry skin or mature skin and it doesn't emphasize any texture or dry patches. I just think it's a really, really excellent foundation that just looks good all the time, kind of no matter the weather, no matter how hot or how cold it is, no matter how dry my skin is. This one always just knocks it out of the park and looks absolutely flawless. So yeah, for me, a good kind of medium to buildable coverage foundation is one that I find extremely versatile in my collection because I can wear it during the day, I can wear it in the evening, and I'm very happy either way. So moving on to some face products, or cheek products I should say. I find bronzers to be very versatile because I do use them on the cheeks and also on the eyes if I'm in a bit of a rush, or if I don't want to pull out a massive eyeshadow palette just for one shade, I will always use my bronzer instead. So I do have a powder bronzer that I've pulled out. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush. I mean, any bronzer honestly works. This is just one that I'm currently using and really enjoying in my collection. I have the shade 2, which is a really nice, kind of more on the warm side, I would definitely say. Very, very smoothing, and I find that just with a nice big fluffy eyeshadow brush, you can really buff it into the crease, diffuse it, and it gives your eyes a nice amount of definition without being too much. So I really like a powder bronzer. If you're not one to do kind of super complex eye looks, maybe you just don't have a lot of eyeshadow palettes in your collection, definitely try using your bronzer as a crease shade or a transition shade because I think it works really, really nicely. Especially for travel, I have a few kind of smaller quads and duos, but if I'm just wanting to use like a matte shadow in my crease, I don't want to waste space in my makeup bag by pulling out a huge eyeshadow palette when I'm realistically only going to use one shade. So that's where your face bronzer comes in super, super handy. I do have a cream bronzer alternative as well. This one I will mainly reach for in the summer months because it's just super easy to blend. It feels really lightweight on the skin. And if I'm not wearing a lot of powder products, I do like to opt for a cream instead because I feel like it just gives you a bit more of a natural, juicy look. So the one that I really enjoy is the Nude Sticks Bondi Bay. This is one of their all over matte sticks, and how many times can I say stick? Nude Sticks is a really great brand for those kind of multi-purpose, all over face stick type products. I mean, that really is what their entire line is built around. So definitely have a look at some other colours and other finishes that they have because they are meant to be used all over the face. So very much embodying a multi-purpose, versatile product. This one I do mainly use as a bronzer, but again, like my powder bronzer, I will sometimes sweep a little bit on the eyelids through the crease just to add a little bit of definition. So yeah, really, really enjoy these. And I do have blush as well. So I have Beach Babe, which is a blush shade. This is a really nice, slightly kind of deeper rosy tone. I really like this one in the summer because it mimics that sun-kissed, sunburnt look, which clearly we are all trying to achieve. But I really, really do enjoy this one. And it's a deep enough color where I can also get away with it on the lips. Some cream blushes claim to be a lip and cheek duo. Can be a bit hit and miss depending on the formulation, but mainly for me the shades sometimes can be like a tiny bit off and are not always the tones that I would reach for in a lip product. But this one is deep enough, it has a really nice warm rosy undertone, so I do enjoy it on the lips and the cheeks. Another cream blush that I love to use on the lips and the cheeks are the Rose Ink lip and cheek colours. This one in particular is the shade Azalea. And for the winter, this is a lovely shade because it's a really pretty kind of pinky berry, a really nice natural flushed tone. And these are a bit stickier, so they do last really, really well on the cheeks. Some formulas, like I said, can be a bit dry or they're almost just a bit too, okay, they just like don't quite work on the lips. This one I do find works really nicely. It does have a slightly more cream to powder finish, so it will give your lips a bit more of a matte look rather than something that might be a bit juicier, a bit more moisturizing, which you may expect from a cream blush. But yeah, this one does lean a tiny bit more matte on the lips, but I like it with a good lip balm and a good lip liner. I think it works really nicely. So this next one I actually just tested for the first time today because I think it was maybe TikTok, probably, because TikTok makes everything viral these days. Maybe it was on there that this started to gain popularity. I feel like a couple of makeup artists perhaps use this technique. And I did want to give it a go. I was definitely skeptical, but actually I think it's a really good tip and a good way to get more out of your brow pencil. So obviously a brow pencil, use it in the brows. What else can you do? You can use this as a lip liner, and I've done that today. I feel like this is only going to work if you have the right tone, the right shade of brow pencil. If you use like the deepest, darkest black eyebrow pencil in your brows, I don't know. I don't know how flattering that's going to be as a lip liner. This KOSAS one, what shade is this? Yeah, medium chocolate brown. I find it to be a touch warmer, and I have spoken about that before with a couple of the KOSAS brow products. For me, they lean a bit warm. But then I thought, okay, well maybe that's what I need as a lip liner. And yeah, I have it on today, and it definitely gave me that like 90s supermodel nudie brown look to the lips, which I was vibing with, I will be honest. I was definitely impressed with how this works. I mean, yeah, I don't know, again, totally depends on the colour of brow pencil you have. But for me anyway, this KOSAS one in medium chocolate brown was a winner. And therefore, if you don't have a lot of lip liners, or maybe you only have a couple of shades and a really good kind of neutral warm brown liner might be something that you're missing, give it a go. I don't know, let me know how you get on. And then speaking of lips, I do have a couple of lipsticks which I will always take with me when I go away, because I think these shades lend themselves to a nice easy daytime look, but you can also wear them in the evening. Similar to the foundation in that sense, that they just work really nicely and go with whatever kind of look I want to do that day. So I have a tinted lip balm. This is the Fresh Sugar Spice Lip Balm. These are quite heavily pigmented actually, surprisingly so, because I feel like a tinted balm, you don't often get a lot of payoff in terms of colour, but these ones surprisingly are quite pigmented. So the shade Spice is a really lovely one for autumn. It's a really good warm brown. The formula of this, again, very suitable for daily wear because it is so moisturising, it's very hydrating, but because it does offer a bit more pigment, you can pair it with a nice lip liner and also get away with it in the evenings with a smoky eye or something like that. So I really do enjoy this formula. And again, yes, it's very versatile in my collection. And then a lipstick shade which works really nicely sheared out, and it works nicely on the cheeks as well. This is a new one from GIVENCHY, and they sent this to me in PR, and I mean the packaging is quite divine, very luxurious. Don't have anything like this in my collection. It's a very nice like metallic silver padded material. I mean, who knew my lipsticks needed padding, but here we are. So this is one of their sheer velvet Le Rouge lipsticks in the shade 27. Now this is a slightly darker shade, but I love this, just blotted out, tapped into a really nice lip liner or a lip balm to give you that really nice kind of juicy blotted lip effect, which I feel like is quite popular at the moment. A lot of people are enjoying that that blotted matte lip, and this definitely achieves that. But again, you can build up the colour, use a few layers, and you can get a really nice kind of striking, deeper rosy berry. So I really do enjoy this. The formula is really nice, it's hydrating, and again, on the cheeks, I find this to be a really good colour because it's a tiny bit deeper, and I do think the tone works really nicely. So do enjoy that. And I mean, in terms of being a streamlined product, I mean, it's literally a lipstick with armour around it, so it's not very streamlined, but I do enjoy it for daily wear, tapped onto the cheeks, tapped into a really nice lip balm, but also built up in the evening. So yes, a really good one, a good option to pack with you if you just want to put a couple of lip products in your bag. So these are all of the products I wanted to share with you today. I feel like I could have included a lot more, but at the moment, these are the ones that I'm reaching for to save me time in the morning and to save room in my makeup bag as well when I go away. So I really hope that this video was helpful for you, gave you some ideas, some inspiration of how to maximize the products in your collection. If you did enjoy, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.